I have been in so many airports during my lifetime that they almost feel like a second home to me. There's something super comforting about them, but for a lot of people, airports can be a really stressful and hectic place, especially if you're not prepared. So let's make your airport experience as smooth and hassle-free as possible with these 10 helpful tips. First off, we'll check in line. This is by far the most important one in my opinion. Not having to wait in a check-in line will save you so much time, and it's even better if you don't have to check in any luggage, because then you can just walk straight into airport security with your boarding pass on your phone or print it out if you prefer that at home. If you do have a check-in bag, it still is helpful to check in online beforehand, because there are tons of kiosks around airports that you can just go, weigh your bag, print out a little tag, and then drop it off. So again, you don't have to wait in that long line just to drop off your bag if you're already checked in. Next up, pack your laptop in an easily accessible spot, because most airports, when you're going through security, they're gonna make you take out big electronic devices like laptops, iPads, sometimes even cameras. So make sure that it's easily accessible, otherwise you'll be holding up the line by unpacking all of your stuff and then repacking it when you get there, and it's just such a hassle. That's why it's really, really important, in my opinion, to have a backpack that has compartments for all of these things. You can just open it up and easily grab these things out without messing up everything in your entire bag. So if you're looking for packing tips and a great travel backpack that not only has a great laptop slot, but custom packing cubes to make sure that you take advantage of every square inch of space, check out this video. Next up, we have bring your own snacks. So we all know that airport food is crazy expensive, and all the airlines are getting super cheap and chintzy now with their on-flight snacks or meals. You know, tons of domestic flights these days don't even give you anything, or they give you like this teeny tiny bag of peanuts or something small that's really not going to sustain you if you're on a 4 or 5 hour flight. So it's really important to bring your own snacks to make sure you're not miserable on your flights, or if you have a long layover and you're hanging out in an airport and don't want to spend $25 on, you know, a sandwich. I've honestly even been noticing this for international flights. You know, although most of them do include meals and snacks, you know, you obviously don't get to choose when or what you eat most of the time. So if you're super hungry but they're not serving a meal for another 2 hours, it's nice to just have your own snacks in your backpack to fill those 2 hours until you're gonna get that next meal. Some budget airlines are even skimping on meals for international flights, which I think is kind of crazy. I have an upcoming flight to go to Europe and it does not include any meals for the standard price, so I had to upgrade to the next level of price in order to get one meal for my 11-hour flight. So then I could upgrade again if I wanted 2 meals. So I think they're just trying to nickel and dime you for everything, which is so crazy, because for 11 hours you should at least be getting 1, probably 2 meals included in your flight price. So yeah, if you want to save yourself some money and make sure you get to eat whenever you want, bring your own food. Next up, we have to bring a portable charger. So most airports these days have tons and tons of charging stations around the terminals, but a lot of times they can be completely full, or you have to stand next to your device. You can't just like sit and chill. So it's always nice to have a portable charger with you, so you can have the option to find, you know, a little cozy corner, lay down, and still be able to charge your cell phone. I've always traveled with portable chargers because, you know, even when you're on the go and you're traveling, not just in the airports, they're super, super handy to have. But I used to use these really big clunky ones, and then you have to put in the cord and it's just not ideal. But last year I discovered this teeny tiny iWalk, and it has totally changed the game for me. It'll last about 2 to 3 charges, and you don't need a cord. You literally just plug it in to your phone directly. So it saves a ton of space, and it easily fits in my fanny pack, you know, when I'm out for the day doing some travel activities. So highly, highly recommend getting a portable charger in general, but if you want a teeny tiny one, this one's really great. Next up, we have bring a refillable water bottle. So airport water, just like food, super expensive. You know, I've seen like teeny tiny bottles of water that are going for over $5, $6, which is just so crazy. So a refillable water bottle is especially helpful in airports. You know the water is filtered for the most part. So if you have a carabiner on it, you can just attach it to the outside of your bag, not take up any space, but then you'll have free water in airports and a lot of hotels and hostels while you're traveling. I used to use a collapsible water bottle that also had a carabiner, and I would attach it to the outside just because I really wanted to save as much space as possible, because obviously it doesn't get more convenient than that, right? Like it folds up into this teeny tiny thing. But I tried multiple, and every single one that I tried always had this like synthetic or silicone kind of taste to the water. It wasn't super dramatic, but just enough to make me like not really want to drink it, and I wasn't really a fan, so I ended up just switching over to a classic hydro. Even though it doesn't collapse, it doesn't have a carabiner, I have a water bottle holder, you know, like little pouch on the side of my backpack. So since it's the thin one and not like one of those really thick ones, it fits right in, no problem. But if you do have a collapsible water bottle that you really like, it doesn't really give you any kind of like silicone taste, please, please, please comment down below and let me know which one it is, because I'm trying to find one that I really like, because I would prefer to use that if I can. Number 6, wear socks, because most airports are gonna make you take off your shoes when you're going through security. So one, you wear socks to avoid walking barefoot through a germ-filled airport, but also in general, you know, airports and planes tend to be very cold or on the colder side, so wearing socks can help keep your feet warm if you take off your shoes and want to take a nap. Number 7, wear a fanny pack, and I know this is not for everyone. Some people think it's way too nerdy, but honestly, it has changed the airport experience for me. I keep my phone, headphones, passport, wallet, and a small hand sanitizer in there, and everything is easily accessible and completely hands-free, which is so nice. When you have to keep digging through a purse or a backpack to find things, it can really slow down your airport check-in process. Number 8, carry-on tips. So I always recommend to just travel with a carry-on and not even worry about check-in luggage, because it takes so much time to check it in. It's a hassle bringing it everywhere since it's so much bigger, and there is a possibility of it getting lost with the airlines. So if you can, just try to stick to a carry-on. Usually a 40-liter backpack is more than enough space for whatever length of trip you're going on. But you know, if you feel like it's absolutely necessary to have a checked luggage, let's utilize our carry-on as much as possible. So even if you have larger toiletries in your checked bag, make sure to have a couple small high necessity toiletry items in your carry-on. You know, sometimes you don't realize how badly you want to brush your teeth or put on some deodorant in the middle of a long flight or a long wait in an airport. So just always have these things readily accessible. Plus, you always want to make sure you have at least one outfit and one set of undergarments in your carry-on, so in case your checked luggage gets lost, you can take a shower with your toiletries and change into fresh clothes and undergarments, and trust me, it can be a lifesaver. Number 9, tag your checked luggage. So if you do decide to check a bag, make sure to tag it with something that you can easily spot from a mile away, like a colored ribbon, or you know, even just an actual luggage tag that's brightly colored. So you know, you can easily spot your luggage on the carousel and just run and grab it. Or if you want to take this a step further, you know, most suitcases are black, so you can get a brightly colored or easily identifiable suitcase from afar. You know, mine is bright sunshine yellow, so I can spot that baby a mile away. And the last one is research sleeping spots. So if you do have to endure an overnight layover and you want to sleep for free in the airport, make sure to check out this website, sleepinginairports.net, for details. You can look up your airport and get tips on the best spots to sleep in the airport for free, or even pay per night lounges in the airport, nearby hotels, and so much more. I used to assume that you could just sleep in any airport overnight for free until I experienced getting kicked out of an airport in a rural town in China all by myself. It was midnight and I ended up having to sleep outside on the sidewalk. So it's definitely a rough night. And if I would have known about this website before, it would have helped me so much. So definitely take advantage of it for any long or overnight layovers where you're stuck in an airport and you want to take a nap. Now, to piggyback off of these 10 airport travel tips, let's go ahead and dive into tips on how to find cheap flights so you can actually be in airports and traveling as much as possible.